Hi everybody, my name is Brittany of Britzy Thrift. I'm a reseller on Poshmark and welcome to the July 2024 edition of What Sold. So we're just going to go over what sold for me in July. I believe I sold $887. It was actually the lowest selling month of the year, and hopefully everything else will be higher from here on out. It actually was a little bit higher last year, but also last year, July was the worst selling month for me as well. So if I look at it that way, I think it's kind of on trend. Looking at the chart for like the rest of the year, things should go a lot more smoothly. But let's just take a look at what I actually sold. On July 1st, I sold this flax size large pink/red. It was kind of a in between short sleeve linen dress. This sold for $44 and I got a payout of $35.20. Mind you, usually on average I spend about $5 per item, sometimes a little bit less if I, get it out of like the $2 bin. Sometimes I might pay up a little bit more than $5, but typically you can just tell yourself that I spent $5 on each of these items and you can kind of get like a feeling of how much my profit is. Next, this is an item that I've had for quite a while, but I was happy to sell it. I really like this. I remember I got it from Ross during their 49-cent sale, but I got it some years ago and I just been holding on to it. So I finally sold it. This is a Selena size medium official merchandise glitter. It had a very pretty picture of Selena on the back, I believe, and it was just a black hoodie. This sold for $55 and I got a payout of $44. So I may not have paid 49 cents for it. Maybe I paid like $1.99, but whatever it was totally affordable. On the 4th, I sold this Brooks Brothers size 6 silk linen wool, kind of like this pale yellow plaid blazer jacket. I had this one for a while as well, but I just remember I really liked the color of it. It was in really good condition, so I relisted it and it sold for $59 and I got a payout of $47.20. On the 5th, I sold this Kate Moss Equipment extra small silk star print long sleeve button down shirt. It sold for $16 and I got a payout of $12.80, and I did not realize the flaw on this one. I didn't realize that the buttons had flaws, like all the buttons all over. Like it wasn't just one button, but it looked like all the buttons were like just broken. Like not on the front part, but like on the wrists. So I was like, okay, well, whatever I get for it is what I get for it. So with this sale, I was still able to get my money back and some profit, but it's just a lesson learned that you got to do those inspections before you buy something. And I do remember this day, I pretty much just grabbed that at the last minute. They were getting ready to close and I just didn't do a good inspection. And so I paid for it, but there's no harm done. So it's okay. On the 5th also, I sold this Alice and Olivia extra small embellished chain detail military jean jacket, sold for $85 and I got a payout of $68. I remember this was the very first time that I found Alice and Olivia and I was so excited, and I'm not sure why it took as long as it did to sell, but I really liked it. It was military style and it had like the sort of like Janet Jackson, chain metallic detail on the shoulders. Very cool. And I mean, I liked it. I wanted to sell it regardless. So I'm glad that I finally got this amount for it. But I definitely did sit on it for longer than what I expected. But I'm happy with what I got for it. On the 6th, I sold this Hutch size extra large satin abstract print stretch high rise wide leg or palazzo leg pants. They sold for $50 and I got a payout of $40. So that was really good. I like the size of them and I thought that the style was really cool, very funky, maybe a little bohemian. And I saw that Hutch actually does have some good comps on a lot of their pieces, but I do have a dress that I like as well in my closet, but that has not moved. And I got the dress before I got these pants. So maybe I will have to just closet clear it out and drop the price some, but I'm just happy to know that, there is an audience for Hutch. This was a really cool sale because this was a day when I believe I was kind of discouraged and I was walking through the thrift store and I was kind of like half-heartedly looking at stuff like, oh, what does it matter? No matter what I pick up, it's just not going to sell. And so I was digging through the $2 bin, and there were a lot of people in the store on this day. And I remember I saw this t-shirt. So this is a Disney Parks size large Phantasmic black short sleeve shirt. It's got a picture of a dragon and Mickey Mouse on the front, like from Fantasia. It sold for $19, and I got a payout of $15.20, which is great because I only paid $2 for it, and it took no time for it to sell. On the 9th, I sold this new with tags, Stars Above, size 6, Gemma suede, sort of moccasin shearling or faux shearling or faux fur lined leopard print slippers. Stars Above is something that's sold at Target, I believe. These sold for $25, and I got a payout of $20. So that's awesome because I almost put these back. I saw them and I was like, oh, maybe I should put them back. They're a smaller size. And then I was like, but they're brand new. And I was like, yeah, but then Target, it's a Target brand. So, you know, it's more affordable. And I think when I checked the comps didn't look all that high either. But I think because that day, I believe I was putting a lot of stuff, I was getting a lot of stuff anyway, so I just decided to go ahead on and get it. And I'm glad I did because the person did write, and she was saying that these were her daughter's favorite, and she had been looking for them, and her daughter's birthday was coming up. So I was really glad that I was able to get those for her. On the 11th, I sold this pair of Rag & Bone size 38 slash US 8 Colby red leather slip-on loafer shoes. These sold for $35, and I got a payout of $28. I did have to relist these a few times. I thought that they would sell a little bit faster because, well, Rag & Bone is an expensive brand. The jeans used to do a lot better. Now I feel like I can't give the jeans away, but I was like, but these are nice leather shoes. So I had a little more faith in them. But I mean, $35 is what I expected to get for them. It's just that it took a bit longer for me to get that. But after a few relistings, I finally got it, so I'm happy. On the 11th also, I sold this new tag Torrid Curve size 44 Triple D 360 back smoothing blue bra. It sold for $21, and I got a payout of $16.80. So that's really great because I got this out of the $2 bin. I may have bought it for 99 cents. I'm not sure. Sometimes they'll charge you, they're supposed to charge you 99 cents for bras, but sometimes the cashiers, they just go on and charge $1.99 for anything that comes out of that bin, which is fine because if I can sell anything out of that bin that I paid $2 for $15, I'm fine. So $21 for this is great. Anytime I see bras that are new with tags, I tend to pick them up because they are inexpensive for me to buy, so I have very little into them, and usually I can at least sell them for $15. This one sold for $21, which is even better. So I will continue to pick up new tag bras, especially when they're like a larger size. I love selling plus size, so that worked out. On the 17th, I sold this Vince size medium black white marled long sleeve crew neck sweater. It sold for $25, and I got a payout of $20, and I got a 5-star rating and a love note that says lovely, thank you. So I did have this one for a while. I picked up some Vince, and this was during the time where Vince was supposedly a good bolo brand, and I was so excited by the time I finally started finding it. And then I realized it doesn't really move for me like that. So this was one of those pieces that I had to relist and touch up the photos in order to make it move. So $25 is great for it. The time that I set on it, I would like to improve that, probably by being a lot more picky about what I pick up in Vince, if I pick it up at all in the future. This is a Star Wars size small t-shirt, short sleeve tunic t-shirt. It sold for $9, and I got a payout of $6.05. And I just thought it was really cute because it had the R2D2 on the front, and it was sort of like in sequins. Just thought it was a really cute t-shirt, so I hope she's happy with that. On the 20th, I sold this men's pair of J. Crew size 32 by 30 button fly 100% cotton jeans. They sold for $28, and I got a payout of $22.40. So I really like J. Crew, especially if it's new. This was pre-owned and it still did well, so I definitely like J. Crew. On the 20th, I sold this new tag Talbot's size 2X/3X white linen blend It was almost like a shrug sweater. I don't know how to explain it. It was almost like a sleeveless sweater, or I don't know. It was just something that I would imagine you would wear, like if you were boating or just in the summertime and you want something that's a little breezy, like over you, but not too hot, something that's breathable. This sold for $30 and I got a payout of $24. And now that I'm looking at this, I'm debating. Yesterday when I went shopping, I saw a Newitags pair of bootcut size 16 black Talbots jeans, and I had them in my cart and then I put them back, and now I'm thinking like maybe I should have grabbed those. But I already had a lot of other things in my cart, so I was kind of just trying to put back more of the bread and butter and only get the things that I was crazy about. But yeah, I'm just having second guesses. It's crazy because like when you go back, there is no going back. 9 times out of 10, anything that you see, you go home and you think about, and then you come back, it's not there. Somebody else got to it and it's long gone. So I'd be surprised if I went back in there and saw that still there. Also on the 20th, I sold this Free People Beach size small Starry Night blue tank dress. This sold for $15 and I got a payout of $12. So this is also something that at the time people kept talking about, Free People Beach. So this was a piece that I picked up to try the brand out. Many moons later, it has finally sold for $15. So I know better now that I don't pick up Free People Beach. I rarely pick up Free People unless the style really, really strikes me. But for the most part, I don't know, Madewell and Free People, and anything Anthropologie, it's like I have to be very picky about because there's a lot of it now. This was something that I picked up at By the Pound a while ago. I just thought it was a cute little purse. It sold on the 24th. This is called Aurora Florence, Italy, small flap snap. Just a little like a pouch crossbody purse. It sold for $10 and I got a payout of $7.05. And if I got it from By the Pound, looking at the size of it, I'm sure I didn't pay I probably paid less than $1 for it. On July the 25th, I sold this Ruggette Badass size 8 hemp blend sort of burgundy jogger pants. They sold for $95 and I got a payout of $76. That was a really good sale because I checked the comps on this brand while I was in the store. Something about it just told me that it was a good brand, and the comps said so too. So I'm glad that I did actually get a really good payout for that. $95 for pants that I paid $5 for is incredible, and I'll be on the lookout for that brand from here on out. On the 25th, I sold this Janu size small white front zip scrub top, short sleeve scrub top. Sold for $15 and I got a payout of $12. And this has happened before, and this is something that happened on this sale, but I was just scrolling back through my sales and I saw resolved, not order complete. It just said a big red X and it said resolved, and I was like, what's resolved? I didn't get any notification about like any problem or issue. And when I clicked on the little exclamation point beside it, it says that it was a lost package. And Poshmark paid me out my money and they also refunded the buyer. So I've seen that before, but it always catches me off guard because I thought that they would notify me. But I mean, if we both got paid, that's cool. But I don't know. It just always kind of like scares me for a minute. Like, did I miss something? Is something wrong? What happened? You know? I can kind of tell that Halloween is something that people are going to start shopping for. On the 25th, I sold this set of 3 shower gels from Bath and Body Works called Midnight Spell. It's a 10-ounce aloe shower gel, Halloween themed. They sold for $40 and I got a payout of $32, and I believe I paid $4 a piece for these bottles. So I still made profit. And this is basically what I had in mind when I picked them up at the semi-annual sale, because I was thinking like if you get the Halloween stuff, then in July before Bath and Body Works comes out with their fall stuff, somebody might be looking for something Halloween, or maybe, you know, they just didn't bring back something from last Halloween and the person wants it again, you know, for this year. So that's what I had in mind, and it did exactly that. So this was a good sale, and I made sure to tape it up so that there would be no leaks or anything like that. I put it in my usual plastic cellophane bags before I shipped it. So just trying to protect it, and I put it in a box to make sure that it didn't get like smushed or anything. Here is another t-shirt that sold on the 27th. This one is Universal Studios, size extra large. This is the 2022 Halloween Horror Nights t-shirt, and it sold for $15. I got to pay out of $12. This was the other t-shirt that I grabbed from the bin shortly after the Disney Fantasmic t-shirt. So I was really excited because both of those I did not have for long, and they sold fairly quickly. And again, $15 for something that I only paid $2 for is really good. And usually I just don't have the best luck with t-shirts. So this was just a win-win, like twice in 1 month for me. As usual, Judy Blue, size 16W. These were a high-rise pull-on skinny jean, sold for $34, and I got to pay out of $27.20. Judy Blue is still riding high. It still sells very well for me, especially if I can find it in plus size. I found it recently, and the only reason why I left it behind was because there was a lot of peeling in between, like in the thighs, and it just didn't look like something that I could like sweater shave off. It was really just like really worn and almost like thin in the seat, so I had to leave it behind. But other than that, I would still pick up Judy Blue, especially if it's plus size. It sells really well for my closet. This was a cool sale. I didn't have these for long. This was on the 28th, and the brand is called Revice. These were a size 26, and the style was called Roller Girl Flare High Rise. They were blue jeans, and they just had this really funky sort of retro 70s look. Like I could picture you, you know, with your roller skates on, like with, I don't know. It looked like it went with that. And I remember I was kind of, not concerned. I wouldn't have picked them up if I was that concerned, but I was thinking that the ones with the star on the butt or the heart on the butt, I think those are more desirable. This one didn't have a shape on the butt, but it did have sort of like some piping going around the butt, all the way down the leg. So I just thought they were really cool and really funky, and they sold for $45, and I got a payout of $36. So really cool. This is another one that surprised me because I debated putting it back. So this sold on the 29th. This is the pair of Birkenstocks. These were size 39, which is an 8.5 in US sizing. They were called the Arizona sandal. They had double straps and double buckle on them. They sold for $32, and I got a payout of $25.60. They got a lot of attention very fast, and then I received this offer. I think I had them listed for $40. It received a 5-star rating, and it said seller was awesome and shipped the same day. So thank you for that. And it's funny because I don't know, I was kind of talking trash about Birkenstock, where I was like, oh, I don't pick up Birkenstock so much anymore. And so when I saw them in the store, they had like the toe prints and everything in them, but they were better than other ones that I've seen that have been like just totally torn up. So I was like, okay, these are only like what, $4 or so, $4 or $5. So I decided to throw them in my basket, and they sold very quickly. So just like that. On the 29th, I sold this Psychology size large long sleeve full zip cycling jersey. Sold for $20, and I got a payout of $16. On the 30th, I sold this Velez for leather lovers size 37 red lace up Oxford, or what's the other one? It's either Oxford or Derby or something like that, but I think I just called them Oxford lace up shoes. They sold for $30, and I got a payout of $24, and I think I just kind of like the way that they look because the toe was a little bit of a darker red, and then it kind of got a little lighter as you went through the shoe, almost like a nice little ombre color. So I just kind of thought they were really cute when I saw them in the store. I'd never heard of them before, but after I searched the comps, I was like, okay, it's good enough for me to think that I can flip it, and it flipped. So good sale. On 31st, I sold this pair of Madewell size 4 blue wide leg pleated front pants. They sold for $25, and I got a payout of $20. And lastly, on the 31st, also, I sold this pair of Miss Me size 28 signature boot cut embellished back pocket blue jeans. They sold for $25, and I got a payout of $20. So that's it. That's it for my July. I did not have any eBay sales. in the month of July. But again, I have a good feeling about like as we go into this new season of back to school and holiday shopping and all of that. I already feel like the sales that I've gotten in August have already, it's already starting off much better in August than what it did in July. So I'm feeling good about it. And I mean, hey, I survived July and at least I did make some sales. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching my video and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.